I have a big connection to Shovel Knight, the brainchild of ex-WayForward employees in Jacklub Games. This game was one of the very first indie titles I had ever played, and let me tell you, what a good one to start with. A game funded on Kickstarter that wanted to replicate the feeling of 8-bit games from the 80s, but without the hardware limitations that plagued the industry during that era. Released in 2014, Shovel Knight became the prime example on how to make a perfect Kickstarter game, and now, in 2019, this game keeps on giving. During the last 5 years in the market, Shovel Knight shifted to Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, a package that included the main game, now rebranded as Shovel of Hope, and 2 amazing expansions where you could play as bosses you faced in the main game, being Plague of Shadows, where you play as the quirky Flake Knight with a whole different playstyle, and Spectre of Torment, where you played as Spectre Knight in a fast-paced prequel to the main game. Both of these expansions made the steep price of the package way easier to swallow, but Treasure Trove was missing something. The other character featured front and center with the others. King Knight, the first boss you ever fought against in Shovel Knight, was pointed to be the center of attention of the next expansion, titled King of Cards. And now, it's finally here, and my thoughts on it are a mixed bag. You see, Shovel Knight is a platformer and its expansions were the same. Each campaign had something that made the gameplay different enough from one another, so people could pick their favorites. But King of Cards feels lacking, at least to me. This expansion divides itself into 2 playstyles, the platformer and the Joustus card game. Starting with the platformer, like the other playable characters, King Knight has a defining attack, this time being the shoulder bash. By colliding to a wall or person or enemy, King Knight would majestically spin, bouncing on anything as if he was jumping on them. This mechanic was original, but it limits the versatility of it compared to the other moves in the other campaigns, like the down thrust in the main game and the slice in Spectre of Torment. Relics are present in-game like in the other expansions, and can compensate for the lack of versatility in your core moveset, like the flaming sword that essentially gives you a double jump, and the frog bubble that lets you float for a couple of seconds to replenish your dash. These are minor gripes I have with the game, but what really hampered my enjoyment of the platforming stages was the artificial challenge peppered in every stage. In the main game and the expansions, you would have a level with a unique theme, making every level different from one another and stuff like that. In King of Cards, however, you would have several levels with the same setting with 1 or 2 checkpoints, being more punishing if you fucked up, but also being way shorter stages compared to the more bigger and fleshed out levels present in the other expansions. I would rather have bigger levels with individual themes rather than many short levels with similar themes. Of course, this expansion has newer levels and themes. Hell, even the last map is something that we've never seen before. But I just don't like it the same way as the others did. On the other hand, the bosses were always a great part of Shovel Knight's levels, and I'm happy to report that all of the ones that you encountered in King of Cards are good. Some were great surprises like the Trouble King, an NPC that you had little interaction with in the main game. Here is really well fleshed out, so long live the Trouble King! And the second element new to the expansion is the Joustus card game. A game mode that I hated so much it killed my Let's Play series of this game. They were like, really, like they had like their own substance, you could say. And this one in particular, I feel that is so kind of like disjointed from what the original Shovel Knight tried to do. Like, I mean, it's not bad because I know that a lot of people like card games, but a part of me thinks that they really like, how do I say this? Like, I want to like this game. I want to like these DLCs so much, but it just doesn't cut it. But after a while, I cooled down a bit, I turned out the hate and continued playing the game. In this card game, the idea is to push cards into gems in order to own them. The cards have arrows showing to which direction you can push a card and may have extra effects like bombs or big pushes. The game is really varied and you can employ many strats in order to defeat someone. Cards are acquired in chests and by defeating other players. When you defeat them with 2 gems to 1, you can take 1 card from them. If you sweep them 3-0, you can take 3 cards from them. But if you lose, they can take a card from you. Luckily, if they took any important card from you, you can just buy it back thanks to Chester. Justice is not bad, but it's not what you would expect for a Shovel Knight game. A fun fact is that Jack Club had to tweet that Justice wasn't mandatory for you to complete the game, and that you could also cheat your way through every battle. But let me ask you something. Is it okay for you to implement a gameplay mechanic and later ensure people that it's optional and you can cheat through it? I really don't think so. Overall, Shovel Knight King of Cards was an awaited expansion that for a lot of people delivered exactly what they wanted. I really can't say for myself that it was a bad expansion. Far from it. But I can't say that it wasn't specifically to my liking. And with that, that is going to be it from today. Thank you all you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this one, consider subscribing. I want to be really grateful to every single one of you that watched my videos in 2019, and I promise I'll bring more videos during the holiday season all the way to January 2020. Thank you all you guys for watching. Have a fantastic night and take care.